Hello and welcome to Connect. I'm your host, Randy Shabilo. Today's show will have Interim CEO for the Greater Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce, Silvia Martini, as well as retiring Superintendent of the Saskatoon Police Service Criminal Investigations Division, Brian Chalavello. As always, we want to connect with you. Follow us on Facebook to watch new and past interviews or email us at connectyxe@gmail.com. Silvia Martini is the interim CEO for the Chamber of Commerce in Saskatoon, and I want to invite her in and share some of that knowledge that she has and maybe a better finger on the pulse in terms of what's happening in the city and commerce and in the workforce and housing. Silvia, thank you so much for making some time on this busy afternoon.
Thank you, Randy. A joy to be with you today. Thank you for inviting me.
I want to ask you a little bit about yourself. You come from two businesses and your work in the business community. Maybe start with you and how this role came to be for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, and a pleasure to do so. I moved to Saskatoon in 1982 and started a business with my husband. It was a manufacturing firm at the time, and we grew it quite substantially and in and throughout North America, in the housing industry and in a new industry as well. From there and from that point, we have been members of the Chamber of Commerce, and very important to us. We are sequential business owners, and I have worked on the board for the Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce, and so pleased to serve for two consecutive possible terms, so a total of about 5 years. In addition to that, I have worked as a volunteer with the Chamber, and I have worked also as a contractor on brand development and other issues of note. So my work since 1982, both in the business community as an advocate for our community and for a healthy and safe community and a vibrant community, has been continuous. And they approached me when they had a change, certainly with COVID and also with a change in leadership. And they wanted to see a different approach for the Chamber, back to perhaps some of the core principles and in success going forward for our membership. And they've invited me to be here in interim position, and I have been here since May. And will be so until approximately September the 30th.
It's a tough role. I mean, you're managing all aspects of the spectrum and everything in between, and everyone. There's small business, large business. What are you hearing, generally speaking, here? It's in August of 2020. What are you hearing in general terms with both the workforce and the employers out there in terms of what the next few months are looking like?
Well, most certainly, this has been a time when our values, our resilience, our community has been immensely tested. What I'm hearing is appreciation for how we're working together to help each other, how we're reaching out. And Randy, the core values that are the core of our community in Saskatoon, and truly why I'm such a champion of this city and this province, has really come to bear. It is challenging. There is no question about it. You know, we talk about disruptive technologies, we talk about times of disruption, and we talk about pivot. Really, at this time, we're seeing, and we have seen across this country and certainly this world, huge catastrophic impacts on our economy. How do we manage that? Well, we're seeing that from our side of the chamber, most certainly from our staff side, from our volunteer side, from our board side, from the community side, is coming together like we've done in the past, but more so. How do we help each other? We are collaborating in a significant way with business industry and with government, the like we've never, I don't think, worked before, and in a way that's very cohesive for the business community. So I think this next little while, and let me be clear about this, until COVID is under control, this is a biological element that wants to replicate. And so what we have to do is we have to manage through this time. And our goal as a chamber is to help to manage through this time. We are seeing some businesses, of course, really tragically, because for many of our entrepreneurs, for all of our business owners, our employees are our family, our employees are our team, and it is very difficult to let team members go, and we have to make very, very difficult decisions. At the same time, we're also seeing the pivoting. We're seeing certain industries growing substantially. We're seeing the tech industry showing great potential. Residential housing in our province is up 500% compared to July of 2019. Employment is starting to show some rebound. Research and development, Vito, we're so immensely proud and grateful, are not only working very collaboratively with the University of Manitoba, they're also working with Canadian Pharmaceuticals to get a vaccine out. We're seeing opportunities, and what we're encouraging as well is, how do you build market share during this time that is quieter? How can we help you through some of the work that we're doing, Randy, to help our businesses through our committees coming together with the experience and expertise across different sectors, to develop those networks, to look at new ways of doing things. What are some of the vertical markets that we're looking at? Agriculture is doing immensely well around the lentil side. We're feeding the world. We have a great reputation in Saskatchewan for that as well. So within the darkness, there is definitely light, and really having a strategic mindset is critically important at this time.
I think it's important with what you just mentioned that while there are statistics, the numbers do translate into people,
Yes.
and that affects everyone from families to homes and livelihoods, and perhaps people moving here for opportunities, but obviously moving away for opportunities elsewhere. One of the things you just mentioned was the collaboration that we see. Maybe it's our prairie spirit that we have here and what we have in Saskatoon as a whole. Are there any examples you can maybe shed some light on of some business growth or opportunities, some shining lights that are happening in the city?
Absolutely. So when we're talking about from the agricultural side and from the University of Saskatchewan, on the agricultural side, we're seeing, especially within the lentil and the development of lentils, we talk about times when they're tough. The relationships that we have built, the discipline that we have taken and we've committed to, the commitment to our research and development prior to, this is a time when we're seeing the opportunities increase. So when we look at the agricultural side, Saskatchewan is known for the quality of our products, and also for our distribution and our relationships. And we are a trusted source. That is one of them. I've had a wonderful conversation quite at length with a gal who she actually sells commodities, and her commodity is within the lentil area and within the grains and lentil. And she's saying she's never been busier. So there's a great example right there. We are encouraging buying local. We're seeing a greater support there for supporting local, appreciating local, and really understanding what I call business community is community. That's a very favorite phrase of mine, because we contribute to the tax, to business taxes to our city. We contribute on boards, we contribute philanthropically. And so really understanding and appreciating that space of our local businesses is critically important. Another area that we're working on very closely with with the business community, and also with Shrita and with our city of Saskatoon, is within developing further our healthy tech sector. We have a vibrant, tech sector here, and we want to see it continue to thrive. And what I talk about is and sitting many years ago on the board for the chamber, we talked about the importance of developing a vibrant tech sector and an AI sector. And it becomes a micro environment for feeding so much of our thought processes and our ability to be innovative. And how does it encourage other ways and vertical markets and other opportunities to be highly competitive? So those are two really exciting ones for us. And the fact that our housing, residential housing, is on the rise, and we're looking at inventory going down, is telling me that there's confidence in our marketplace. So, most certainly all of our construction area as well, our construction industry, our building industries are hugely important to our environment, and so we're excited about that.
Easy to see why we're on the right track with you at the helm, even though it is a short-term appointment. You were just recently awarded the Saskatchewan Order of Merit. Congratulations on that. What can you share with us about that process and what that meant for you?
Well, I was very surprised. I have to tell you, my approach has always been, we are members of our community. We have to give back to our community. For me, I love the business environment. It is I always call it, it's my orchestra. I enjoy the dance of business. I enjoy how business in its totality supports, and in a healthy way, in a responsible way, supports community. And when we have a healthy economy, when we have a healthy community, we have a successful community. And so I have been involved, honestly, this has been how I've given back. And I grew up in a culture, and in my parents were immigrants from Italy, from northern Italy, and coming into Canada, and worked very hard. And the values that they taught me were the values of education, the values of integrity, the values of working hard and giving back to your community. And so I was frankly surprised, because I give back with love and appreciation and great reverence to our community, and to be recognized in this way. I do have to say, was kind of the maraschino on top of the sundae, but I wasn't expecting it at all, and it's a great, great honor. Thank you.
Sylvia, I want to thank you for sharing all of your wisdom with us. Congratulations again on your award.
Thank you.
We'll let everyone get a hold of you through the chamber, and hopefully see you again here real soon.
I look forward to it. My pleasure. And thank you, Rand. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Stay with us, folks. We're coming right back.